The story behind the story is often much more interesting than the story. And I think that's where my work derives from, is sort of trying to dig in a little bit and find out where the secrets lie. In a way, that would be the most salacious way to say it, I guess. There's a camera you can buy that blocks you from taking a picture of tourist sites that are very popular. So if someone has taken a photo in that area, it kind of blacks out the camera. Again, as a metaphor, I like that as a concept, because what it means is you're kind of living your life looking at things or noticing things that have not been ignored, but just looking at it from a different perspective. The way I refer to what I'm painting is I'm doing paintings of photographs versus paintings from photographs, because I think there is a distinction. I'm always trying to find something that is a little underrepresented in a way of a theme, so it's not going to be defined by a single exploration of one thing, except potentially a photograph would be, and that broadens the scope of anything that can challenge me. It falls in line with me working in film, working with really, really high-end professional cinematography. There was something refreshing about someone taking a photograph that was maybe unplanned, maybe not so great, but the composition was something worth exploring. This one's great. The themes are like, they obviously love people, and they wanted to get pictures of people, someone with an apple on their head, cropped in an interesting way or a not interesting way, or what's the rest of the story, or how does it expand out from there. The amateur exposes a lot of themselves, willingly or unwillingly. Force majeure? It's a term. It's one of those great terms that it's hard to translate in the context of these two words. It's an unstoppable force, and I feel like we've been through a couple of years of change. I think it's been something that's given us a micro focus on how you have little control over things, and a lot of the content in the paintings are a result of that. Like the one that we're focusing on is a pool right now. It's something I had access to and then didn't have access to. Just walking by at night on a dog walk and seeing it illuminated and taking a photo of it, I can't get in there, so I might as well relive it through paint. In my previous shows, I've predominantly worked with other people's photographs, but this body of work is exclusively from my own from the last 20 years. It's been interesting to reinvestigate things that I had taken that weren't intended to be paintings. When you see them as through the viewfinder versus through a thumbnail, and a thumbnail on the screen, it pops out at you like that looks attractive. That's something I want to reinvestigate. Or photographs that had not been stitched together before, so I stitched them together, and it became something that I thought would be worth exploring and investigating. You also change. The person that took the photograph is not the person that's going to paint the photograph or make it into a painting. And that's the work on the fringes. That's the idea of like making something that wasn't intended compositionally or intentionally to be explored in paint. And my reinvestigation of that now feels like it's an authentic thing to try to paint, because it was never intended to be a painting. I feel like I want to come by this honestly, where the work is a reaction to something rather than a set art direction, partially because I think that's the way I am as an individual. I look at the world and I take it in and I respond to it.